Well, we got a minute, but. Are they still in the conference room? They were. Can you check my conference room? All right. 10. There we go. O'clock, and this meeting is called to order. I am Mayor Beverly H. Burks, and we will start with roll call with Vice Mayor Johnson.
Present.
Councilwoman Bell.
Present.
Councilwoman Adi.
Present.
Councilman Perkins.
Present.
Councilwoman Bayonne.
Present.
And Councilman Moore.
Present.
And I recognize our city manager, Shaquia Miller Thornton. Are there any updates to the agenda?
Yeah, I have an addition,
Yes.
Madam Mayor.
Yes.
I would like to add to the agenda February 2026 as Black History Month
Proclamation.
proclamation.
So you
Yes.
move
A
to
second.
add.
I move to add Black History Month for February 2026.
Okay.
Second.
And that would be item 8C? Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
correct? So we have item 8C, which is Black History Month 2026. That's a proclamation. It's been properly moved in second. Is there any discussion? You ready for the question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you all. We'll proceed with the item 3A is the Business of the Month. City Manager.
Yes, ma'am. We'll have that presented by Mr. Jacob Bowie.
Thank you. Okay. So as we're waiting, when we do the business and the employee of the month, once we've done both of those, we'll come down to do the group shot.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Madam City Manager.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Part of that. So, good evening, Mayor, members of council, and city manager. The city of Clarkston is proud to recognize Mart International Grocery Market as its January 2026 Business of the Month. Mart is located at 926 Montreal Road here in Clarkston and serves as a true reflection of Clarkston's diverse and welcoming community. Mart offers international groceries, fresh produce, trusted halal meat options that honor cultural and religious traditions. It's more than just a grocery store and has become a shared space where residents from many backgrounds feel welcome, respected, and represented. The owners, the Lassie family, have built their business around community connection and cultural understanding and quality service. So on behalf of the city of Clarkston, we thank Mart for their contributions to our local economy and helping make Clarkston a place where diversity truly creates strength. Join me in congratulating Mart.
All right, thank you.
And the Lassie family said they would be here today, but they are absent.
Okay, well, thank you, and we can do the follow-up from there. Okay, next, City Manager, we have the Employee of the Month, and that is for December 2025.
Yes, ma'am. We have Dr. Dwight Baker here to present.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm here to present the Service Award for January 2026. The employee for 2025, December 2025, is not here tonight, so we'll present his certificate at a later time. Excuse me, I'm running a little warm. This exceptional employee consistently demonstrates dedication, professionalism, and a strong work ethic in every aspect of her role. As one of the first points of contact for visitors, she represents the city of Clarkston with courtesy, integrity, and a welcoming presence while handling sensitive and confidential information with care and discretion. Known for her positive attitude and calm disposition, she takes initiative to resolving issues promptly and provides accurate, timely service to the community. We're grateful for her commitment and pleased to announce the Employee of the Month for January 2026, Ms. Donna Rashay Black, Records Clerk, Police Department.
Okay, and with that, since we only have our Employee of the Month, council, let's go down and take the group photo.
I forgot to mention, she also receives a $50 gift card.
Okay, thank you.
What was the story?
Drug before the judge.
Do we need, I don't want to move the, yeah, pull just back a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm always on it. I'm always on it.
Everybody look at me. 3, 2.
Thanks for answering the question. Part of it.
Oh, everybody, you and Mark always have been different.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, y'all always are different.
Thank you. So we'll move forward with the item 3C, and that's to approve the following meeting minutes. Number 1, December 2nd, 2025 City Council meeting. Number 2, January 6th, 2026 City Council meeting. 3, January 23rd, 2026 special called meeting. 4, January 27, 2026, City Council work session. I'll take a motion for all 4 items.
I have a motion, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
I move to approve the following meeting minutes. December 2nd, 2025, City Council meeting. January 6th, 2026, City Council meeting. January 23rd, 2026, special call City Council meeting. And January 27th, 2026, City Council work session.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to approve the following meeting minutes. December 2nd, 2025 City Council meeting, January 6th, 2026 City Council meeting, January 23rd special call City Council meeting, January 27th, 2026 City Council work session. Is there any discussion? You ready for the question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Next one, number 4A, and that is reports, starting with our city manager's report and a 2025 recap of the city of Clarkston. City Manager Miller Thornton.
Yes, ma'am. Can I present from down there, maybe? You okay with that? Oh, yeah. Let's hope that my eyes don't fail me, because I don't have the printed report in front of me. VOA issues. Okay. All right, so this is the 2025 City of Clarkston Recap 2025 in review. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Thank you. So 2025 was a year of goal setting and plan composition and transition for our city. We had a lot of transition, as the council knows. Some of our major accomplishments have set the standard for how the city of Clarkston engages its residents and stakeholders and brings community to the table on important issues that impact quality of life. From the award-winning approach to community engagement established during the Greenway Trail Study Initiative to the high community feedback collected during our city's first Housing Summit, in 2025, the City of Clarkston has made evident its commitment to community-driven progress. Our 2046 comprehensive plan document set to be completed in 2026 is dubbed with the phrase "One Community, One Shared Future," and the 2025 year has set the stage for one unified vision. We are committed in 2026 to realize that vision by bringing action to the goals and that have been set within the many plans that the city has developed. Next slide. Okay, Team Clarkston, our mayor and city council. So one of the transitions we made in 2025 was a transition to newly elected officials who took their seats in January of 26. Next slide. Team Clarkston is extended through the executive leadership team for the administration. That would be Dr. Dwight Baker, Ms. Yolanda McGee, who is the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Officer. Dr. Baker, of course, is the HR and Risk Management Director. Ms. Tamika Mitchell, who is presently, for a few more days, our city clerk, and then Ms. Keisha Dixon, who is our Special Projects Manager. Next. Our executive leadership team is also comprised or composed of, made up of Mr. Leland Triplett, who's our court administrator, Mr. Michael Duncan, our Parks and Rec director, I can't even talk. Mr. Richard Edwards, our planning and development director, Xavier Todd, our public safety assistant chief, and Mr. Marcus Seaton, our public works director. And if you would notice, Mr. Seaton's title does not have interim director in front of it. As of yesterday, the documents have been signed by my office and presented to the HR office to promote Mr. Seaton to public works director. So, congratulations. So the objectives for 2025 were planning, and a lot of these objectives were defined in the city's, in the city council retreat with staff back in April of 25. So within planning, one of the, the objectives for planning were to develop an annexation plan. We also had some direction around fiscal planning, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, a housing plan, and strategic plan development. We also discussed working towards efficiency of processes and services to include stabilizing the organization and organizational culture, and working towards better operational efficiency. One of the last objectives was connection, which is community engagement, collaboration with our partners like DeKalb County and other agencies, specifically for the purposes of enhancing service delivery, developing a communication strategy, and linking goals to plans to action. Next slide. So some of the key achievements for 2025, I put this top of the list because it is important to me. Permanent placement of the city manager position. And so I started my tenure with the city in late March of 2025 after 18 months of interim placement of the position. Thank you all again for allowing me the opportunity to serve, and in 2026, me and the team are committed to putting our plans into action. In 2025, we also held the city's first housing summit and a collection of mini summits. The report document containing the housing data and feedback was unanimously approved by the City Council on October 7th, 2025. This project was through the Community Development Assistance Program, CDAP, through the Atlanta Regional Commission, and through that program, the city only had to pay $500 for the services that were provided by ARC. This report was designed to provide the city with housing data trends and to incorporate community feedback for future housing priorities in the city. Housing is a top priority for this city. Currently, our former council member, Ms. Susan Hood, is working on a housing trust plan, and we hope to bring that forward to the council in the very near future. ICMA, which is the International City Managers Association, was gracious enough to award us with a $304,000 grant for economic mobility and opportunity. It put a economic mobility and opportunity special assistant on the ground with the city for the next 30 months. His name is McKinley Jeter, and he is working diligently to gather information on housing and workforce development and to chart the course for how we implement initiatives and programs within those arenas, right, to increase that activity within the city. City Hall facilities and services transition, that was a huge feat. In August of 25 was the grand opening that was held for the new temporary City Hall. In this building, the city services transitioned from 3 separate sites to one 27,000 square foot facility. All the city services except Public Works operations is conducted in this location. So let me say this, I know that council and staff, and maybe some of the members present who are, pretty much present all the time, already know this information, but a lot of this information is for our public. Okay. Civic Plus agenda and meeting management software. One of the city's 2025 objectives was to improve efficiency of processes and to subsequently improve service delivery. So in June of 25, that marked the project kickoff date for the city's implementation of an agenda and meeting management software. It provides an end-to-end solution that enables clerks to easily manage agendas and minutes, and it also allows a public-facing platform that allows for transparency and ease of access for meeting processes. The city's Safe Streets for All project. In 2023, the city, of course, was awarded a $1 million federal Safe Streets and Roads for All grant to develop a comprehensive safety action plan. In July of 25, the city engaged with Kimberly Horn to kick off the process aimed at devising this plan. Council also committed to a Vision Zero plan to eliminate traffic deaths and serious injuries in the city, which is a huge feat, and it speaks to the city council's commitment to this plan and to the improvements along the corridor at North Indian Creek to Montreal. Next slide. City Agriculture Plan. The city's ag plan was unanimously approved by the City Council on November 6, 25. This plan is forward-thinking framework developed in partnership with the Atlanta Regional Commission and the Food Well Alliance to cultivate a more inclusive, sustainable, and connected local food system. So food disparity has been identified as one of our weaknesses within the city, and so the agriculture plan has been, again, approved by the council, and we intend upon using that plan and connecting it to the other plans that the city is developing, like the Greenway Trail Plan, and looking at innovative ways where we can provide food opportunities in public spaces. The Clarkston Downtown Development Strategic Visioning Plan. This was done in conjunction with Georgia Tech. and it was started in 2025. Phase 1 of the plan has been completed. This project was designed to provide a strategic vision and mission statement for the Downtown Development Authority. And all of the plans that I'm speaking about today that have been completed, copies of these plans can be accessed by the public. Community Greenway Phase 1, Greenway and Trail Design. So let me tell you all, when I say that we sit in a lot of project management team meetings, steering committee meetings, project advisory group meetings, we have a meeting or 2 or 3 every week of the month. Because the city has so many plans going on. And when I say it speaks to the testament of the commitment to growth and sustainability and to advancing the quality of life for our citizens, I applaud the council for agreeing, right, to let staff engage with the public in a way that is going to be meaningful for years to come. So thank you all for that. The Greenway Trail Plan is a concept design phase. The phase 1 is a concept design phase. It is a community-wide effort that will ultimately lead to a multi-use trail system built in phases over multiple years. When all the phases of the system are built, the residents of Clarkston will be able to connect to local parks, neighborhoods, downtown Clarkston, and regionally outside of the city of Clarkston to DeKalb County and places like the city of Tucker. The Parks and Recreation Master Plan, April 25th through June 26th, the plan is starting, and we expect to have draft of the plan sometime in May or June. Perez Planning and Design is helping with that initiative. Again, within that process, we are committed to hearing from our public. There's a lot of community engagement. It is very community focused, very community driven, and I think that the city has found its niche when it comes to community development, community engagement. Every event has multiple translators. We think strategically about the places to meet and the times to meet and the offerings to have at these meetings to get our public out. I think that what we've done, we've made strides in community engagement, but we will have to continually be innovative in how we engage our public because of current circumstances. 2025 Planning and Economic Development Awards. As council is aware and some of our public is aware, the American Planning Association, the 2025 National Planning Award for Advancing Diversity and Social Change in honor of Paul Dave, I can't see that, for the Clarkston Greenway Feasibility Study. We also received 2 2024 awards in 2025 due to Hurricane Helene and the cancellation of those conferences that would have allowed us to get those awards in 24. They are from the Georgia Planning Association, both one for outstanding planning Outstanding Planning Process Award for the city's efforts on the Clarkston Greenway Feasibility Study and Outstanding Public Involvement Award for the city's efforts in that plan. Next slide. Oh, that slide. Thank you. Our 2025 programs, our 2025 programs, Youth Summer Basketball Camp, which hosted over 50 kids, and you can, once you get a copy of the document, again, we had some VOA issues, so we were not able to print all of them, but you'll be able to read the summary that goes along with the document. The Back to School Backpack Giveaway, which serviced 5,000 backpacks, were given away to 500 backpacks. I can be hopeful, right? So that means 5,000 this year, Mr. Duncan. 500 backpacks were given away along with food and some festivities for the day. The Safe Splash water safety classes in partnership with the Atlanta International School. We did get to offer some free swimming lessons for students over the period of about 2 weeks. We are also looking at a program now that may be able to provide those services for the full of the summer. And so Mr. Duncan is working with some sponsors and through a grant opportunity for that as well. Next slide. Fall Youth Soccer Program, September through November of 25, and that hosted 55 kids. Next slide. Our projects, installation of sports field lights was completed December-ish, January-ish of this year. The installation started in November of 25. The cost was $180,000, and we were at council's approval of the grant award. The grant was supposed to be for the installation of the lights. Drainage improvements completed in April of 25 with by AS Paving in the amount of $177,000, Smith Street and Mill Avenue, and then we had local maintenance improvement transportation style projects done by Magnum Paving, also completed in 2025. I didn't put a lot of revenue numbers in this presentation because we are still working to finalize those numbers, and I didn't want to give preliminary numbers today for somebody to come back and tell me after the audit is complete that that's not what I said. So thank you. Next slide, please. We had a lot of administrative and operational activities, and next slide. I'm not sure what this slide is going to look like. Next slide. Yeah, so within the report, you'll get the different departments, the different offices, and statistics that are specific to those departments, like the number of open records we served, the number of licenses we served by type. There's some information about some of the other software that we implemented that was not in the key achievements section of the presentation, like the occupational tax and business license software through Sages. Again, that's another opportunity to make our processes more efficient, dealing with less paper, making things more automated, so that we can kind of bridge the gap amongst offices from front office to back office in serving our citizens. Unfortunately, those software packages do not serve to help us with the connectivity between us and the cab offices, and so we are working to manage that as best we can. If there is an opportunity for council to step in, I know that our mayor is always speaking with the cab leadership, and so at some point there might be, an opportunity for you all to advocate for better service delivery across jurisdictions. Newly elected official orientation. Of course, our two newly elected officials had orientation with the HR and the city clerk's office, and then we have a list of those submitted and required reports that were submitted in 2025. Next slide. And I won't go through all of these accomplishments from the city clerk's office. Next slide. Human resources. Of course, we received a health and wellness grant in 2025 of $2,500. When I first came, we actually had Walk It Out Wednesdays, and I might have done 1 week. And I believe, Jacob, you were with us, Dr. Baker. Yeah, we walked the trail down toward Brockett area. Yeah. And so, of course, we'll work to implement some of those same initiatives this year because health and wellness of our staff is very important. classification and compensation study. The city's first classification and compensation study was completed, and we do plan to engage in that study in 2026. There were some things we needed to do around finance and budget, and so we have that plan is not on the shelf. We actively engage it at least 3 times a week, just learning what the impact will be when we do implement it. We plan to look at it again at the 1st of April, getting through the first quarter and getting our audits completed. Random drug testing program. This is a risk management tool, and so we implemented the city's random drug test program in 2025. It is going well. We did notice the first few rounds of testing that we had a lot of our staff to be pulled in the testing, which may not be as efficient for, operations and service delivery. So we are working out those kinks, right? Workforce head count overview, and I need to step up if that's all right, please. Yeah. Thank you. God can't see. All righty. Thank you, James. Between December 31, 2024 and December 31, 2025, the city's total headcount increased from 37 to 46 employees, reflecting a net increase of 9 employees, or approximately 24% workforce growth year over year. This growth reflects the city's continued expansion of services, operational capacity, and staffing necessary to meet the organizational and community needs. As we have increased our workforce capacity, we also want to engage in assessing our operational capacity. So I have talked with 2 vendors already about completing an operations assessment, just kind of looking at our organization from top to bottom, side to side and all around, determining what processes look like from front office to back offices, making sure that there are no gaps in service or redundancies in service. I've already taken some notes over the last 10 months about some of those things, and we've been able to clear up some of those things from an administrative perspective, but having somebody to come in and look at every nook and cranny, as my grandmother would say, is going to be beneficial for the organization. All right, next slide. All right, Parks and Rec. We've talked about the basketball camp. Slide up for me, James, please. The other way. Down, down. Yeah, down. Next slide. All of our programs. Go ahead, next slide, please. We've talked about those. We talked about that. Next slide, please. All right, public safety. 3 annual community engagement events were held. Coffee with a Cop was March 25th. Our National Night Out was actually not held. It was canceled due to inclement weather, but it's typically held in August, and we'll be doing that again this year. Faith in Blue was held in October of 25. The STEP unit was also implemented in July of 25, and it's a safety traffic enforcement patrol program that focuses on improving public safety and reducing road-related fatalities, which plays into our zero deaths plan for the North Indian Creek corridor. Next slide, please. We received grants from the Department of Justice for public safety vests, and then we are currently engaging in. We started engaging in looking at a SHIELD grant, which provides $5,000 in funding for. It's a train the trainer program, and so we are still looking into the specifics of that to implement in 26. Next, please. Public Works, a major focus was on community involvement through organized cleanup events. There was a community event held on November 15th, And there were 21 residents that signed up and 29 volunteers that came out on that day. Our program partners were Waste Pro and Latham Home Sanitation Company. Additionally, the Earth Day event was held on April 22nd, where we gave out trees for planting, and that engaged 15 participants. The Public Works Director and I also coordinated with the Big Green Fireworks for the Winter Wonderland, which everybody seemed to enjoy. So next year, Mr. Seaton, we go big or go home. We're gonna light up the entire region. Okay. Public Works is also actively engaged daily to provide services to the city through coordination with the county. Mr. Seaton was very proactive when our supposed winter storm event was to happen. He engaged with DeKalb County Roads and Drainage, right, to get the materials that we needed to make our roadways safe. So that's the kind of collaboration that, we want to do more of. Next, please. Planning and Economic Development, that office has been on a roll. Every plan that we have on the table and are working to develop or have developed has a planning or economic or community development focus, right? And so that office has been very busy. We've talked about the development awards and the development grants. Slide down for me, please, James. Ag Plan Housing. There was also the Living Walls Clarkston mural project that was unveiled on August 2nd, 2025, in collaboration with Commissioners Terry and Commissioner Johnson. We also have talked with, Jacob and I have talked about extending the arts program in the city of Clarkston and trying to develop what that looks like, making the community space more, homely, ill or not ill. Okay. And then we have the DDA Strategic Visioning Plan with Georgia Tech. We talked about that in the Safe Streets for All. Next, please. All right. Then we have some numbers for the different permits issued and preliminary revenue. I meant to take that out, but hey, preliminary revenue for the different permits that we have, that we issued in 2025. Commercial alterations, land disturbance, special events, those kinds of permits. And we are looking at our code and regulations around some of those permits to see, how we can best capitalize on the different events that are happening in the city. Next slide. No, go back, please, sir. Yes. Code compliance, 500 plus, almost 600 violation warnings were issued, 510 violations were issued, 135 of those cases were disposed in 2025, which means that they were closed, and then 375 cases remain open. So again, from a service delivery perspective, we are looking at ways to maximize the number of cases that are heard and actually disposed, right? We want those cases disposed through, whether that be through mitigation of those violations, remedy of those violations, or payment of fines so that the city can operate within its authority to mitigate or remedy, right? And so we're looking at, whether that needs to be another judge, whether we need to have additional engagement with solicitors, and so on and so forth. Next. How long do I have, Mary? One more minute. One minute. Okay, thank you. We're doing a lot. All right. I won't talk about the event summary though. Then, next slide. Hit the high ones. Yeah. Oh, food distribution. Yes. So we had 5 food drives in 2025. They included boxes, fruit, vegetables, chicken, turkey, eggs, miscellaneous food items. Next slide, please. I think we have a number in there. First 3 months, 300 boxes were distributed. During the last 2 two events, 500 boxes were distributed. And so that's 900, 1,900, almost 2,000 boxes of food were distributed in our community through that program, which again, we have identified that food disparity is a need, right? And so thank you all for funding that program, and we look forward to how to make the program better in 2026. Next slide. Okay, that's it. I will say too that we successfully advised the council on the approval of a balanced budget, right? A $10.56 million budget. And so we thank you all for the work that you did in, talking us through and collaborating and consenting upon those programs that were presented in the budget document. We commit to be good stewards of those funds and to determining how we better balance a budget that is highly funded by our residential taxpayers, right? And so with that, I'll make my last point. And the mayor and I talked about this on yesterday, but there are some bills that are going before the House right now, Georgia House, that will, if passed in the current form, will dramatically impact how the city pays for the services that it provides. So this particular bill is called the Home Act, and it expects to, as introduced last week, it expects to eliminate homestead property tax for primary residences by 2032, right? And it also proposes to replace that with sales taxes. So we as a city, we need to understand how that actually works, right, for a city that has such a high residential tax base. And so I talked with our financial advisors. We are meeting next week. Of course, we have to see how this bill develops before we can adequately analyze it. But in its current form, there's some information that we can use to help us say, well, if it goes into law in its current form, what does that mean for the city, right? We want to be aware. We want to keep you all informed so that we can make a good decision on, if it's law, we'll have to make some changes drastically, right? And we're also looking at any changes in House Bill 581. It seems that cities won't be allowed to opt out if the bill passes in its current form. And then also House Bill 1101, which deals with exemptions for our seniors. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager, for your report. And again, thank you, staff, for all you do for our residents. So we truly appreciate that. Okay. And while we're doing that, we have the City Attorney's report.
No report this evening, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And then we'll move to City Council reports, starting with Vice Mayor Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. No report.
Okay. Councilman Perkins.
Had a very brief one. I attended the Martin Luther King Jr. Day Entrepreneur Pitch grant presentation with students from around our region. So congrats to the winners and great job to our staff for putting that on. So it's a lot of fun. And I have nothing further to report.
Okay, great. Councilwoman Bayonne.
No report.
Okay. Councilwoman Adee.
No report.
Councilman Moore.
I'd appreciate if I could give no report tonight.
Okay, we appreciate you for that, too.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll just keep mine real short. This is the mayor's report. We did our first entrepreneur pitch for our youth, and they were extremely excited, so thank you, staff, for making that happen. And I'll pause for me and let Councilwoman Bell sit. Did you want to do a council report?
I'm assuming nobody else did one because it's quick.
You gotta call me out like that? I did a small one, so yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You want
So
something?
I'll be quick. Thank you.
Okay.
So a couple of things that I want to acknowledge is I got a few requests on Montreal Road in regards to congestion, traffic mitigation. I want to say that I've been coordinating that with DeKalb County. Our previous council member, Awet, who's now on the school board, has helped me with that, as well as the city manager, and we're working through solutions, viable solutions. We were advised that school buses cannot turn into apartment complexes, and that's a safety and a hazard concern, and so we're still working through it. I know that that's a big concern for community, but don't think that because I haven't responded that we're not working through it. It's just through state law and some of their policies and procedures, we just got to figure out how we can stop some of the congestion that's happening on Montreal. The other thing that I want to lift up is today, we got boxes of coats for all the individuals that I'll be reaching out to between this week in regards to those that came to the coat drive that did not get a coat. So if you didn't get one, you're on the list. I will be disseminating those. And then the last and final thing, as y'all know, I mentioned that I'm part of ePlurus, which is a cohort of local elected officials across the South. And so we were awarded some money for a special economic development project that I'll be working with the city on real soon. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And again, we did the MLK event for our teens. I also participated with the Stone Mountains Nonviolent Workshop and the ringing of the bell for MLK. And Friends of 40 Oaks had their MLK event, which I also attended and participated with that. Participated with the new mayors, that GMA for our District 3. So myself, Vince Williams, Rusty Paul, and Kim from down in Peachtree were the senior mayors there with our newly elected mayors in our region. Also, here we had our DMA policy meeting where I serve as chair, and we met with the CEO from Emory Health. We met with the vice president from Fulton DeKalb Hospital Authority, the vice president from Grady, the chief diversity officer from CHOA, and the CEO from MedCured Health. And so we were able to tell them about what we do and how we can connect both community and our health needs. So they're looking for us as each municipality to talk about our priorities. So as they're looking from a county perspective, we can address that. And then I'll make sure for our February meeting, since that's going to be with our legislators, that we bring up some of these other issues for that as well. And then with that, I'll just end my report. Thank you all for that, and we'll move forward with the public comments. Any member of the public may address the council during that time allotted for public comments. Each attendee will be allowed 3 minutes for comments at the discretion of the presiding officer. The public comment period will be limited to 40 minutes, and it's not a time for dialogue. If the public comment contains a series of questions, please submit those to the clerk in writing. This will facilitate follow-up by the council or staff. The City of Clarkston desires to allow an opportunity for public comment. However, the business of the city must proceed in an orderly, timely manner. And we have Ms. June that's assisting us today. Ms. June, did you have anyone to write in for public comments?
Good evening, Mayor Burts. None.
Okay, nobody signed in. Okay, all right, perfect. But we'll let people, if they want to make public comments, they can make public comments. Going once, going twice, none. Okay, With that, we'll move forward. No old business. Item 7, which is the consent agenda. Unfortunately, Councilman Carroll is no longer here. Oh, I did forget to say, I do have on red because I do have other clothes. But it's a reminder that February is also Heart Month. So we want to make sure from all of, not only our staff, because we got a lot going on, and period, think about your heart health. So make sure we do that. We'll move forward with the consent agenda, so I'm looking for council. Yes.
I have a question,
Yes.
if that's okay, Mayor.
Sure.
One of the items that's on consent changed a little bit, and that's the interim city clerk one. Do we need to pull that one out of consent to give some information on it? The terms don't change, but the name of the clerk.
I think that'd be appropriate, yes.
Okay, so we will remove item D from the consent agenda. And then we'll just make that item D for new business. Okay, so anyone, whoever decides to read the 3, please just stop at C. You can, okay, go ahead, Councilwoman D.
All right. Okay. I have a motion, and I move to approve the February 3rd, 2026 consent agenda. Okay. I'm going to read not as fast as Jamie, okay? Okay. 7A, to approve an ordinance to amend the text of the Clarkston zoning ordinance, Appendix A, Article 2, Administration of the City Code, to provide for written notice by the city at the applicant's expense to nearby property owners by USPS regular mail, and to require that such notice be mailed at least 20 calendar days prior to the public hearing associated with the proposed zoning decision. 7B, to approve a resolution authorizing the reappointment of the city auditor, Mauldin and Jenkins, for the year 2025 audited financial statement to be audited during 2026, and approve the 2025 audit engagement letter. 7C, to approve a resolution authorizing an agreement with Sumter Local Government Consulting Services for governmental finance services, including performance and oversight of the finance department services.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, it has been properly moved and second to approve our consent agenda items with A through C. Are you ready for the question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. And we'll move to new business, starting with 8A, and that is to consider an ordinance to amend Chapter 3 of the City Code concerning alcohol to allow grandfathered licenses for the sale of distilled spirits by the package to be transferred to a new licensee, and to allow such licenses to be transferred to a new location within the city, and that will be Vice Mayor Johnson.
I have no additional information to give on this item, Madam Mayor.
Okay, with that, I'll entertain a motion.
I have a motion.
Okay, you move.
I move to approve an ordinance to amend Chapter 3 of the City Code concerning alcohol to allow grandfathered license to be licensed for the sale of distilled spirits by the package to be transferred to a new licensee, and to allow such licenses to be transferred to a new location within the city.
Second.
Okay, it has been properly moved and seconded to approve an ordinance to amend Chapter 3 of the City Code concerning alcohol to allow grandfathered licenses for the sale of distilled spirits by the package to be transferred to a new licensee, and to allow such licenses to be transferred to a new location within the city. Is there any more discussion on this item? Are we ready for the question? All in favor of the ordinance, approval of the ordinance, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions?
Yes, abstain.
Okay. All right, motion passed. We'll move on to 8B, which is to consider a bid award and professional service agreement for the most responsive and responsible bidder, Aquatic Management, for the 2026 Milam Park Pool Management Contract in the amount of $79,015. City Manager.
I'll defer to Director Duncan, please.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Council, City Manager. The City of Clarkston solicited competitive bids for our 2026 pool management services. We received 3 bids, and after the review from the evaluation with the evaluation committee, we selected Aquatics Management to be our company this year. We engaged in, once we accepted, once we approved their contract, we were negotiating back and forth with the agreement. The agreement has been approved by the city attorney, but we still were working out some languages today, and I guess the city attorney can fill you in more on that they have approved that agreement.
So yes, the aquatic management folks were the same group that we engaged for this last year. But when they sent over the proposed contract, it was back to their form and not what we had agreed on last year. So we went through and suggested the same changes again, and they have agreed, but we didn't get that all worked out until like 5 o'clock today. So short version is we've worked everything out from a legal perspective. The cost is what is they bid and what has been presented to you, and we're prepared to get over the approved contract tomorrow for the mayor's signature.
Okay. So from a contract perspective, we're good in terms of that. I just want to make sure before we move forward. In terms of the price is the same. You made sure our contract mirrors what we previously had before.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Duncan. With that, I will entertain a motion.
Have a motion.
Yes.
I move that we approve a bid award and professional service agreement to the most responsive and responsible bidder, Aquatic Management and Company, for the 2026 Milan Park Pool Management Contract in the amount of $79,015.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, it has been properly moved and seconded to approve a bid award and the professional service agreement to the most responsive and responsible bidder, Aquatic Management, Inc., for the 2026 Milan Park Pool Management Contract in the amount of $79,015. Is there any further discussion? Yes.
Just one quick comment. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Can we make sure that the updated contract gets uploaded online, just for transparency? Because it references it in the Exhibit A in the resolution, so just want to make sure that's handled. Pretty sure it would be.
Okay,
That's it.
thank you. With that being said, is there any further discussion? Are you ready for the question? All in favor to approve the bid award and professional services agreement to the most responsive and responsible bidder, Aquatic Management, Inc., for the 2026 Milan Park Pool Management Contract in the amount of $79,015, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passed. We'll move on to item C, which is the Black History Month Proclamation 2026, and City Manager.
Yes, ma'am. We'll have Ms. Yolanda McGee.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, City Manager. Great to be here. So, Black History Month for the observance for February 2026. Black History Month traces its origins to historian Dr. Carter G. Woodson, who established Negro History Week in 1926. To highlight the overlooked achievements of African Americans, Woodson intentionally selected February to honor the birth months of President Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, two figures whose legacies shaped the fight for freedom and racial equality. National recognition and expansion: in 1970, the Kent State University hosted the nation's first month-long Black History celebration expanding Woodson's Original Week into Black History Month through student activism and advocacy. 1976, during the U.S. bicentennial, President George Ford officially recognized Black History Month, calling on Americans to honor the profound contributions of Black citizens. 1986, the U.S. Congress formalized February as National Black Afro-American History Month, establishing the annual presidential proclamation and tradition. The purpose of Black History Month today is to celebrate African Americans' contributions across science, arts, civic leadership, culture, business, education, and public service. Clarkston honors Black history. The city of Clarkston, Georgia, one of the most culturally diverse cities in the nation, proudly joins this national observance by recognizing the resilience, leadership, and influence of African American whose contributions continue to shape our city, state, and country. That's all.
Thank you, and this is the 100th anniversary of Black History Month. That's right. So with that, we have a proclamation that Ms. McGee has. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion.
I have a motion, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
I move to approve a proclamation naming February as Black History Month.
Second.
Okay, it has been properly moved and seconded to approve a Black History Month proclamation. Is there any further discussion? Ready for the question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. We'll move on to item 8D, which we shifted from consent agenda because we changed the appointee and the designation of that interim clerk, and we'll let City Manager Miller Thornton kick that off.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So the terms of service with Sumter Local Government Consulting do not change. Mr. Warren reached out to me on late yesterday to let me know that the initial consideration for appointment, something came up with her and she won't be able to do 5 days a week on the ground, and so he put us in touch with Miss Cynthia Hanson. She's actually a seasoned clerk, having served the city of Palmetto for a number of years. She is currently serving in Clayton County in their planning department. And so I talked with her on today. She is an employee that actually prefers being on the ground, touching and feeling and, being around people. And so I talked with her a little bit about the makeup of the city clerk position for the city of Clarkston. She is versed in all of those areas and may be able to help us on the planning side as well with some of these things. Yes, and so she will, unfortunately, she won't be able to start until next Thursday because she has to give her current employer notice, but I think that's a good compromise to have somebody here 5 days a week in an interim capacity.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, with that, I'll entertain a motion.
I have a motion.
Okay. Go ahead.
I move we approve a resolution to appoint Cynthia Hanson as our interim city clerk.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve a resolution authorizing an agreement with Sumter Local Government Consulting Services for interim city clerk services and appoint Cynthia Hanson as the interim city clerk. Okay. Is there any further discussion?
I got one question.
Yes.
Did you talk to Ms. Hanson about her drive here every day?
I did. She said that it's not that much longer than what she already has to do to Clayton County. It's just a different direction.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, she'll see you in the morning. Okay, thank you. All right, with that, is any other further discussion? You ready for the question? All in favor of the resolution to authorizing an agreement with Sumter Local Government Consulting Services for interim city clerk services and appoint Cynthia Hanson as the interim city clerk, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Motion passed. With that, we will go into executive session, and I will entertain a motion at this time to recess council meeting and go into executive session.
I have a motion.
Yes.
I move that we take a recess to go into an executive session to discuss a personnel matter.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to go into a recess and to discuss a personnel matter. We'll have that in executive session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion's passed. So unless you just want to see how long we're going to be in that session, all we're going to do is when we come back is adjourn at that point. So thank you all for your attendance.
You can leave.